Okay, day 2 of getting this shop moving after months of cleaning it, and it's still a mess. But this one, today's gonna be a fairly simple task, but with a big reward. So let me show you what I got here. So hidden over in this corner are 2 shelving units that have a stair step shape. And if we go around here, you can see the front. Each of them has 3 shelves. They look like 4 because of the way they're stacked. We're gonna cut a French cleat and get these back up on the wall because these do have, right there, French cleat attachments on them. So they're over there, a little bit hidden. And they're gonna go on the opposite wall over here, up here. I think they're gonna take up about that much room, and there will be room for like 1 more before you get to the back door. So this will be the first use of the saw in this shop. Let's see if this thing will fire up after 14 years. Ready? Nice. I haven't heard that sound in a long time. This is such exciting content. All right, and there's the board we're gonna try to cut. Okay, our guide is almost at 0, but this thing hasn't been set up in a long time. So I found my old Wixie and I put a new battery in it. It still works great. So this is an digital angle gauge. As you tilt it, the angle changes. So I'm gonna put it here. And we are zeroed. If we weren't zeroed, I would hit that button to zero it out. And then we stick it on here to turn the blade to 45. I'm always afraid of cuts like this. I don't like 45-degree bevel cuts. I just don't like how much saw I have to put out and have to take the cover off. Okay, that was a weird cut. I never like those cuts. I don't feel like I'm good at them, but came out great. So I went to Lowe's today and I picked up these. Hopefully these Spax wafer heads. They're for exterior, but that's fine. I couldn't find exactly what I wanted, but these seemed like the best fit. What I need to do now is pre-drill the poplar. I'm only going to put 1 of these in because they're washer head and they're 3 inches. So there's going to be like 1.5 inches into the stud. It's going to be really strong. And I don't want to put too many screws per stud because it's such a narrow, this is such a narrow little board that I'm really just going to be putting like 1 screw in kind of centered into this area. Now the other thing is, now that I have this cleat, I can lay it in there. That gives me a flat thing, and this is registered, this bottom edge here. This is actually the top of the shelf. It's going to flip over. So I can measure from here to here, and I can see where the bottom of this needs to go to get the shelf lined up where I want. So I'm going to double check, but I think it's about 4 inches. So that was kind of dumb luck that it's exactly 4 inches, but what that means is I can take a reading off the very top edge of this cabinet that these things are going to go next to and run a level line across here, then measure down 4 inches from it, and that's where the bottom of that thing goes. So that'll make it easy to hang exactly where I want. Just sit the level in there and then get it level. I'll put one there, put one here, put one here, and then we can drop down 4 inches from there. So I'm going to go where I think I need to put the screw. And I want to see how on 16s these are. And yeah, 16 is actually where the nail hole is there. Figure about there. I do wish I had a stronger sense of where things are in these walls. I wish I had x-ray vision. Getting too old for this. So this would be about center. I think I'm gonna move it to about there. Okay, now I'll be flipping this end for end over my head here. Okay. Just kind of want that much. Be enough to get us started. I had to take all the screws out, but I found the two Spax Torx bits. These are T20s, and that's what's gonna drive these in. Okay. All right. Just want to double check the level. A little more. Okay. All right, let's drive the first one. That was surprisingly easy to drive. Double check. And we're a little off. So exciting. Let's do this. Okay, now I just want to fight one of those two racks out and around. Yeah, so just this one stair step. Not going to film fighting this thing across the room. We'll just meet over at the other side. But look, it's up. Nice strong screws. Oh boy. All right, we made it. So there it is from the side. You can see that little gap where it hangs and where the bumpers push it off to match the spacing of the French cleat. And not that it matters, but just because I was trying to get this top level with this top, let's see how I did. Looks pretty darn in line. This top shelf is 2 feet deep, 24 feet or 24 inches. This one I think is 16 and this one is 8. So the idea was to mount these such that your shoulder would clear this, right? So your shoulder could go in there and your head would clear this. So your head would kind of be in here, shoulder would be there, and it would allow you to walk next to it, get closer to it basically, so it didn't push you so far away from the wall. And the high stuff would be up here above your head. The long stuff rather, and the middle stuff would be like down by your face but over your shoulder, and then the little stuff would be down here. It's also easier to see the short stuff when it's down low, and the long stuff you can always just reach up and grab a long thing, right? But the little things you want to like sort through all the little pieces like these, you know, little stuff like this. I got boxes of this kind of stuff everywhere. Oh boy. Step ladder's in my way. Oh boy. This one feels heavier, or I'm getting weaker. Oh. Okay, so they are up. Went together pretty well. These are not perfectly flush, but close. Very close. So now I can start putting a whole bunch of scrap up there. And there's room for one more. I've got the wood racks up now, and I am starting to load them. I'm starting to overload them, to be honest, but I think I'm going to take a bunch out at some point and move them to another system. So let's take a quick look. So they are definitely being overloaded and shouldn't have pieces sticking out 3+ feet. But it's been really nice because over here I had a stack or a pile of the pieces, like those long ones right there. Those are gone. Over in this weird area, I had a lot. These are starting to get really long. These are like 4 feet tall, but I pulled all of the shorter ones out of there. So I was at least able to move shorter pieces. But if we look over to the other side of the garage, and let's jump over there, I have these little brackets that are being real champs right now, holding all that wood up there. If you go around here, you can see they've got quite a stack on them. Yeah, so I think the longer pieces are going to go there, and I might put I think I have a fourth one too, so I have 8 of these brackets. Can put one lower down too. It's nice to have a place. This is going to be full, and I hope that French cleat holds. Okay, I've been filling the racks with wood from all over the garage. There's still actually quite a lot left. I do have a lot of scrap wood, but I wanted to show you where the racks are right now and how nice it is to just have this inventory laid out in front of me. Let's take a look. So the long bins I haven't cleaned out yet. I am going to be moving the really long pieces to another place. I don't like that much torque on the cleat. It's a little too much weight, way out from the wall. I may still build a third one, but I think what I'd really like to do is use this as an opportunity to see what I have and start coming up with projects like ASAP and start pulling wood out of there and actually making things and getting rid of it. I am a little bit precious about these things. I'm a little bit of a hoarder, I admit it. Not a full hoarder. I don't belong on the show, but I lean that way. But you know what? I'm getting older, and I'm looking at all this wood and I'm thinking, I don't want all this. I want to build products. I want to sell stuff. I want to make money. I want to build a business, and I want to make cool content about how I use all this stuff. So that's what I'm going to work on. So thanks for joining me today. I've got more projects coming up. I don't want this to become a channel that's all about organizing shop stuff. Like, I'm organizing the shop stuff because I need to in order to move on to what I really want to do, which is to make and put stuff out, plans and products and, cool videos and all that. I don't want it to just be, here's another shop organizer. Here's another shop organizer. Follow me along if you're interested in that. If you're interested in seeing me get an old shop back up and running and then cool stuff. I got some pretty cool ideas. I've got at least a half dozen so far, and I keep coming up with new ones. So I want to get to that. But first, we're going to have a little bit of fun cleaning up and organizing. So, all right. See you soon.